I didn't actually put that video on, it just come on by itself. I was just going through my papers to see what else I've to share, because I've written so much stuff, so much content, and I've got to share it all with you. But anyway, it seems it's come on, we'll just go with the flow. So my name is Karen, and I live by the spirit ways, by God's ways, not by the earthly ways anymore. I've been transformed and changed throughout my journey. So here's a message. This is not a war. It's an opportunity to get raw. The why, it is a great solution to have now to choose better, to choose again. We have so much beauty in our world and so much history. It's time to heal. It's time to mend the very reason it's been presented before us for healing and recovery once again. Because the divine sends us opportunity for healing, always, to come home to truth within now. Here we are, this time, we know better. It's time we can choose higher. We can choose to honour our ancestors. It's time we can choose to let God assist the clearing of what never worked and help us choose better. Sorry, some of it is in different places. I just sit sometimes and I come up with stuff and I write it down. So bear with me. So this is very much based on our world and the times that we're in and what we can do. So that's page 2. I have them all numbered. So for example, it's like, yes, there has been much missing in our history, yet to be revealed. Who has this truth? Reveal it. The truth is we all have it. There has been each and every country. It has its own healing to do, to resolve its own, and every leader too. This time there is no excuse. The feminine is birthing on the feminine within the man-child also. Every man has a child within. And it's time, the time that we're in is for the man to do the work of embodying and embracing the feminine, because she is the nurturing side to him. That we are here to discover the masculine feminine balance, so the balance within ourselves, and that brings us into unity. And originally, way back in ancient times, this was a very natural thing. Now, if we discover ancient texts like the Nag Hammadi library texts, these texts were actually taken away, like separated, they were found, they were called missing texts. So there was pieces found and then some pieces not found. So when the book was written and put together, there was like a gap space halfway through a sentence like this. So there was all these missing pieces. And I know I reflect a lot on the missing pieces because it's divine knowledge, it's divine truth. And it's our ancestry, it's our lineage, it's our knowing. And it's the way, the truth and the way. So in the Nag Hammadi library, it speaks of like, if you want the mountain to move, you must align your mind and your heart, your thought and your action and your heart to creating that shift, that scenario for you that brings more beauty, more divine love. So there's a lot of stuff about it, and I'll talk about it in another video because it's very interesting. But we have the ability to do this. And, you know, God is with us all the time. And we have to ask for help. We have to ask for help to move through. We have to ask the divine to help us move through. But we're in this time now, politically. I'm not a politician. I cannot speak on it except for a little. And I will say to you that from the divine perspective, there is no issue. From the divine perspective, it is already done, it is already healed, everybody has resolved everything, and everyone has ascended, and everyone is doing great. From the divine perspective, which is enlightenment, the completeness. However, we're catching up with that. And for example, the beginning of creating this bridge from where we are towards that very enlightenment is, first of all, recognition and awareness. So, for example, Ukraine and Russia. If there's a meeting between Ukraine and Russia, there definitely is ancestral history there. But if we remember one thing, and if this was on the table in that meeting, the divine owns the land. God created the land. The divine created the land. So it's not owned by man. And that's where we begin to embody humility and say, well, we do not own anything, right? You might own a car and you own this and that, but it's a way, it's a perception and a viewpoint that we don't own anything. It's all on loan to us. And the land that is given and the minerals that are given are sovereign to the land. It was given to that place for that reason, for that time. And that's where it's supposed to be. However, if there is generational, ancestral, historic stuff there, then there would have been issues over this. This is the time to get to that healing. It's about healing. It's about healing ancestral differences before, because that's where true power is. True power is not in owning more land or having more thing or having war. That's not true power. That is powerless. So true power is in gaining victory over this situation. And if there was a meeting like that, in general, humility and awareness of, okay, we've got ancestral stuff here. This is not only to do it today. And this has to be worked through. So let's work through it. Then you've got a really powerful solution that you have allowed the divine in to create that solution. It hasn't been a man-made solution or a female-made solution, or it's been the divine. And that's what's being called for here now. And that's what's so exciting, that it can happen. It can actually happen. And I pray for this to happen. So it's the same if we take it away from that equation and into, country to country. Every country can have its own healing its own ancestral, generational stuff. If you heal yourself, you are free. You don't have to be anything except your truth. And getting to that takes time. And while I'm saying this to you, in the background, I have all these reasons going on that maybe I should just say to you. So the things that stop us being in that truth is the very parents. So there's generational beliefs. Most of the problems I was reading a book on Neil Donald Walsh, and his book is Conversations with God, and he's written several books. It's very, very interesting. And in his book, it said that false beliefs are the root issue of the world. False beliefs, believing something that's false, and that has been passed down. Whatever religion, whatever politics, whatever situations, it's been passed down. The beliefs, because generally you take on the beliefs that are around you or that you're taught through school or through your phone or through your friends or through your family or so on and so on. So the truth is that you just take that layer away. Recognize a false belief, recognize what's false, and let it go. Let it go, let it go. And you got to keep letting it go, because the more you let go, the more you reveal the real you. And the real you is precious. And the real you is divinely loved. And the real you is here for a great reason. And you have a purpose. And you can play a part in this world. So, to kind of sum up this video, I think we'll come to the point of healing and recovery is what's needed all over the world. This can be represented through social media as well. A shift in frequency. A shift in frequency, being your own frequency of you. Letting go of everything that's not. Any beliefs, worries, fears, doubts, insecurities, they all show up through relationships, through patterns, through habits. When you start to notice your habits and you notice, is this a healthy habit or an unhealthy habit? Like, am I drinking wine a couple of days? Am I feeling good after that? Or am I smoking cigarettes? Or am I thinking a certain way that I need to change? Or are you feeling low? Or are you needing company? So it's like observing the habits and the pattern and then changing it. Taking that action for you. So I'm just going to end this with a little prayer. So I pray that whoever this video reaches, that it makes a positive difference. I pray that this video makes the difference that's needed. And I ask for the light to move through this video. Thank you. And so it is. Amen.